So, never in my life did I think I would be able to say that I went to a K-pop concert, but I did. I went to see BTS in Chicago. I just got back this morning. Like, my plane landed at like around 10:30, and I woke up at 5 in the morning to catch that flight back. But yeah, my first K-pop concert, I can officially say, was BTS, the Red Bullet Tour Part 3, and was it more flawless than any other live show I've ever been to. This show was flawless. Flawless. It was perfect. Their singing, perfect. The dancing, perfect. Synchronization, harmonization, all of it was there. And dude, the energy of Chicago is so crazy. Like, dude, it just, you could feel it in the theater, in the room. Like, it was rubbing off on. It was rubbing off from them to us, from us to them. It just kept going back and forth. And they, dude, you could tell they had the time of their lives performing on that stage, I promise you. It was, everyone had the time of their lives at this concert, I'm pretty sure. I went on this trip by myself, and I was worried at first about being there alone, but one thing I can proudly say about the K-pop fandom is that we are like the most loving, most like welcoming, whatever, group of fans, or like ever. Unless you're an XOL. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so dude, I went to the mall to go get lunch. I sat down by myself, and these girls came by, and they were just like, well, they were sitting across from me, and they kept looking at me because they were wearing BTS stuff too, and so was I. And they kept looking, and I was just gonna ignore it because I was eating. I hadn't eaten since in the morning I flew out there. And finally, one of them came over and was like, "Hey, you look lonely. Do you want to join us?" Yes, I do. And so literally, we started out as a group of like 5 people, and we just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It was so awesome. Like, several of the other girls we met, they were sitting at a table close to us, and we were talking about other random K-pop groups. And EXO came up, and I was like, yeah, Tao was my bias, and I just like hate Baekhyun. And the girl sitting across from us at the other table, she heard it, and all of a sudden, she just slams her hand on the desk and stands up. She's like, "You said you hate who?" And then they joined us, and we had a whole good conversation. It was awesome. Like, I mean, she wasn't really angry. She was just kidding. But man, everyone was so nice. I met so many new people at the concert. Like, I have like 10 more friends added online now from that concert alone. It was crazy. It was just crazy. Like, I don't know what else to say. It didn't really hit me that I was actually seeing BTS like in person until they were on stage. Like, they'd already done the intro on the big screen and stuff. Now, I still wasn't really feeling it. But then they were on stage and like it was just red lights and you could only kind of see like their silhouettes. It hit me once right there, and literally I started tearing up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. This is really happening. BTS is on that stage, not even several feet away from me. Like they were like, well, more than several feet. I don't know how to measure. I don't know math. They were that close to me, and so I was like, that's when it hit me that I was actually at this concert. So there was that instance at the beginning of the concert, and then we got through towards the end. It was before they did their encore. And I mean, they had been talking in between breaks, you know, generally, or whatever. But then before their encore, or whatever, they all, you know, did the whole thank you thing, blah, 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 you know, talking to us fans, like, personally, like, about the real stuff. And, I mean, they all said really kind and sweet words. Freaking Suga, like, literally, I swear all he said was I love Chicago. I swear that's all he said. He said I love Chicago about like 100 times. But out of all of them, this stupid boy, Jungkook, this stupid little boy. And like, this is how serious it is. Like, I was in the car like trying to tell my dad about it, and I started tearing up even then. But it was his turn to say his, you know, thank yous, whatever, all that good stuff. And he said simple words, like anything any other like idol would say. I mean, they kind of all did, but he said basic stuff. And then at the end of his little speech, he just, it was simple, I love you. And when I tell you, that hit me so hard, it wasn't even funny. Like, I mean, I'd already been tearing up, but like I was actually like this close to actually like crying when he said it. It was the most genuine, it was just real, and it wasn't just you heard it, you could feel it. Like, I mean, they all meant what they said, I'm sure, but I don't know what it was. I really don't. Like, I don't even pay attention to Jungkook like that. But then all he said, I love you. And man, you could just feel how much BTS as a whole cares about their international fans. You could feel how much they cared, how much they wanted to entertain us, how much they wanted to show us what they have. And we did the same in return. Like, they couldn't believe it, like how crazy the crowd was, how crazy the screaming was. And it was just, I don't know. I got that feeling of like, that real feeling of like, I'm an army. Like, this is real. I'm just like lost for words right now thinking about it. That was the first time I've ever felt something like that, and I guess it's because I was seeing them in person, so that makes a difference. A big difference. But concert-wise, like what they were doing, like, man, when I tell you, B is the biggest fool ever. Like, he was acting a fool on stage. And he started it. It was like a chain reaction. Like, B started acting stupid. And then it went to Jimin. And then it went to J-Hope. And then it went to Jin. And they were all acting like fools. It was really funny. But like, B was so happy. I feel like he was the hypest one to be there. He was in it. Every single thing he did. They did the Aegyo contest, and Suga lost. So he had to do Aegyo, which everyone was hoping he lost. Because, I mean, Suga doing Aegyo is like the funniest thing ever. Because he hates it. And when he was doing it, like the look on his face, he was just like, can I go to the back now? Can I just like slip in behind the rest of you guys now? He did that. Jimin and his fan service was a problem. Jin, I never paid attention to Jin the way I did at this concert. He was so adorable. His English is so cute, and Jin is so precious. I love him. But when they were leaving off the stage and saying their goodbyes, they played I Need You. And we were all like singing to it. We were singing all the words. We were into it. And so they were all waving and leaving off stage. Dude, Jimin and Suga like dipped. They were gone. Like they gave a couple waves and they left. Like they wanted to get off. They were done. But you know, the other guys hung around and were doing stuff while the song was playing. And they all started to leave. And finally, it was just Jungkook and Jin. And Jungkook, he was getting ready to leave. He was about to walk off the stage. But then Jin, all of a sudden, he decides he's not done yet. And his part in I Need You comes up. The second pre-chorus, his part comes up. and all of a sudden he grabs the microphone and he's like, it's my solo time, it's his solo time, and he just got up there and sung his whole part. And Jungkook, he was just standing there like, Jin. He was just standing there like, Jin, are you coming or not? And then he sung his part, and then they both left, and it was just, man, it was so cool. But yeah, it was, see, I still have no words. Like, it's just, there's no word that can perfectly describe what I went to, what I experienced, and what I saw. I mean, like, flawless, perfect, crazy, jira. I mean, those are like the best words I can come up with. It's just one of those things that it's just like, whoa. It's like, it's unbelievable. That would be a good word for it. Unbelievable. I'm still not over it. Probably won't be over it for the next several months. Until I get to KCON. I was telling my dad in the car, like, I almost cried twice during the BTS concert, and I didn't think I was going to get emotional at all, but I did. KCON, I'm going to die. I will probably bawl when Girls' Generation gets up on stage. Like, I'm already preparing myself for it because I already know I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry, and I'm going to warn everyone that I meet there that's around me. Don't freak out when I start, like, hysterically bawling and fall to the floor like some girls did at the BTS concert, because I will be out. I will be out. But at the concert wasn't selling merchandise from, like, Subculture Entertainment. They weren't selling merchandise at all. But luckily, there were some K-pop stores in Chicago, and they all came out with big giant U-Hauls and brought a whole bunch of stuff. And, like, give me a second. So I bought this hat. It's a BTS snapback. Like, I couldn't resist. I mean, like, if you know me personally, you know I have a decent hat collection. So I couldn't pass up on this. It's just, like, basic. It's got the BTS logo on it. It was like $15. And then I got a light stick, and this is what we were using during the concert, and I was like jamming with the beat, and I was using it to wave, like, hey, see me, see me. Which, by the way, Suga pointed at me and the girl I was sitting with. V looked towards our way and smiled and laughed, not laughed, smiled and waved, and J-Hope looked our way and waved. So, they saw me. I know they saw me. They saw all of us, fam. But so I got the light stick. And last but not least, I got this banner that people were handing out. It says, "You are our hope," in Korean. It's J-Hope. I never even held up the banner though. I was just jamming with that light stick. But all in all, it was a great experience. I'm so glad I went. And it definitely will not be the last time I see them, for sure. It won't be my last K-pop concert either. I'm going to KCON in like around 2 weeks. I was going to say several days, but not really. So about 2 weeks, I'll be at KCON. Partying with Girls' Generation and AOA. Low-key don't care about Teen Top. Who else is going to be there? There's someone else. There's a fourth one. VIX. I'll be excited about VIX because I've known them since they debuted, so that'll be cool to see.